Yes, which one are the, you're talking, I think, I agree that it's very important, the right agent, but which one are the requirements that this right agent should fulfill for me? Where is the frame that I should take care of? Okay, they have this and this and this, so they are right.
This is a very good question, Madelu, and one important thing to do is in terms to develop your own criteria in terms of the representative that you want to have. And based on these criteria, you could rank different representatives who show up to you and make a good evaluation for the representative. But also it's important to show up and go to their office and see what they are doing to check it out if they are managing another representation and you are going to be the fifth, the 10, and the least that they have. So what is the attention they are going to put your product? But the key issue is you need to make a market research on the representatives and have a ranking of them. Personal interviews. This is a process that you need to follow.
And also make sure that they are doing it already. Because a lot of times that's the problem, is that you find an agent that doesn't really know how to export, how to import, but there's, so you need to make sure that somewhat they have some kind of experience with the exporting and importing, because when you're going from here out, you have to know the rules of every single country that you're going to.
What I will do, is I would check with the consul and with the embassy of the country that I want to export, and then I would check with 2 or 3 other companies that are exporting, even though not the same product.
Sometimes the trade commissions are better than the consulates because they have that trade partnership with those agents overseas, whatever they may be. Freight forwarders is another good one. Is sometimes you can have freight forwarders. They do it back and forth for the most part, but you just need to make sure that they're already doing it so that you're not surprised, and like Guillermo said, do a lot of your homework on what you need, especially on the product that you're taking outside the United States. For example, most of you might not know, but it's against the law in Georgia or in Atlanta to import meats from anywhere in the United States, from anywhere in the world. You can import them into Savannah, but you cannot import them into Atlanta. It's something that people might not think about. So you just have to make sure that whatever.
Where do you know that? Where do you learn that?
You can go to the government agencies for that country, probably. In the case of the United States, you go to U.S. Customs, the U.S. Customs website and USDA website, or just call the broker on the other country.
Thank you.
Good morning. As a financial services company, do you guys finance? You obviously finance internationally, but you only finance where the debtor is actually in the U.S.
Yeah, the last part I couldn't quite hear.
The debtor. I mean, you finance only where the debtor is here in the U.S. and you can actually verify, through a DMV or score or some risk analysis.
No,
or it doesn't matter.
No, it depends on the structure of the loan we're going to do. If we're financing a fire truck that's going to Mexico City,
right?
Okay, or something like that, and Juan in Mexico City is buying this fire truck for his company or for the municipality. We finance Juan and the company in Mexico. Okay. We work with the manufacturer or the remanufacturer here in Georgia, North Carolina, wherever in the United States. But we actually finance the buyer in Mexico.
But okay, you always have, I guess you always got to have a party here in the U.S.
Yeah. Okay. Because what we're trying to do, we're trying to stimulate exports.
I get that.
Yeah.
And the second part of my question is in terms of structure. What kind of types of structure do you do? Factoring, deal financing, asset-based lending, or all the above?
Capital does all the above except for PO finance. Okay. And we do something similar to that, which I'm an expert in, which is called trade finance. And basically what I do is help finance imports. But I was asked to speak primarily about exports. But if y'all want to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, we're here to answer.
Thank you.
One of the things I just want to go off for 2 seconds about that I want to make sure everybody understands. We can also provide working capital for the guy that's remanufacturing a fire truck. And he needs working capital for that particular fire truck. We can provide them a line of credit to help get that done. and then we can also help finance Juan in Mexico City. So actually what you end up with is the U.S. business person not putting too much capital into all this situation so that he can keep doing this over and over again. Yes, sir.
When you speak about working capital loans, how low or how small or how large do you look at in terms of working capital loans?
Typically, we like to work with the SBA group, of course, Ray Chabot and that group. We will probably go anywhere from $125,000 to probably $500,000. So come on, make up some questions. Think about if you're an exporter or an importer, what would you want to know? Yes, sir.
I have a question. So what if you outsource some of your stuff, say, to manufacturing to Mexico, but then you want to import your finished product here in America?
So you want to transport the product
From
the United States,
No,
the
from
raw
Mexico.
product?
Like
No, or
t-shirts.
you want to just assemble it in
Assemble it, yeah.
Mexico City or,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, people do that all
All
the
the
time.
time, yeah. And actually, Mexico and Canada are probably your best countries for treaties right now. The government has not signed off on a lot of the free trade agreements that we had. GSP is one of them, it's a huge one. The Andean Treaty with Colombia and some of the South American countries has affected them tremendously. Clothing from Colombia didn't